Kamiti Maximum Prison. Seemingly, the end of the road after a life of crime. Or maybe not. They enjoy a match, the beautiful game of football. Without a sign of gloom, they engage each other as professional footballers would. Indeed, 4 of them were on the path of a successful football career, but they drove their lives into a cul-de-sac, an own goal. Meet the Kamiti United football team. TDM Rogers, condemned. Swaib Swale, condemned. Moses Opula, condemned. Byron Otieno, condemned. Eric Salim, condemned. Teddy, as he is popularly known today, was destined for selection to the national team when he and his accomplices were nabbed in an attempted robbery that went wrong along Nairobi's Thika Road in 2001. In the company of 2 accomplices, Teddy was arrested for possession of stolen goods, leading to a trial that lasted close to 7 years.
Ilikuwa ni robbery nile, unajua by then nilikuwa frustrated juu nilikuwa ndio niko na injury. So nikakuwa niko laid off kidogo, siko kwa timu. So unajua naye nilikuwa na majukumu, nilikuwa na mtoi na wife hapo, nyumba, yani zile vitu tu za kawaida. So ile pressure alafu na company, so ili niingiza kwa crime. Unaona? So niliweza kuenda mara 2 mara 3 ya 4 nikashikwa.
Na wale wachezaji kama wale sasa wako sasa jela. Wengi ukiangalia walikuwa very talented players. Ukiangalia kama Tottenham Rogers, wachezaji wachache wale wamemwona akicheza alikuwa ni a very talented winger, yeah? Very pacey, very skillful. I love a real nice guy, yeah? A very social guy. I love nobody believed because alikuwa very friendly kwa team.
In the company of 2 accomplices, Teddy was arrested for possession of stolen goods, leading to a trial that lasted close to 7 years.
It's been tough. Of course, the law allows for 3 appeals, which he has already exhausted. We have tried to help him in his appeal journey. It hasn't been easy.
In the end, his 2 accomplices were freed after spending 7 years in remand, as Teddy was convicted and condemned to death, ending all hope of ever playing professional football abroad.
His new evidence, so to speak, hasn't been taken into account in court, because whenever you appeal, you have to convince the court that the last ruling was not in your favor because of ABC. So the 3 times he has tried to appeal, it's been trashed. I really hope that Teddy comes out soon enough. As his friend, as somebody who grew up with him, I'm personally waiting for him. Society, some certain sections may not be ready to embrace his freedom, but me personally and a few of my friends are ready to accept him.
I have campaigned in this city. This city is a time bomb. Unemployment, poverty is a serious time bomb, which when it will tick, I don't know where me and you, who are doing some gainful employment, will run to.
The story is a little different from Moses Opula, who has been behind bars for 11 years. Moses is currently a trustee in the prison, and he developed an interest in football while studying at Sawagongo Secondary School in Siaya County. He then played for FC Leopards, Rivertex and Shaka Ruturi before injury forced him into early retirement.
Nikiwa raia, niko assistant coach wa Weche. Niko FC. Kwa assistant coach wa Weche. Weche akiwa senior coach, mimi kwa assistant wake. Sasa yeye alikuwa anadili na players na mimi nadili na magolikipa. Ushaona? Hivyo Weche tumekaa naye kwa FC sana. Ndio tuchukue kikombe ya Moi Golden Cup, tuko na Weche. Hapa nijikuta kwa sababu ya kutembea na kutupu mbaya. Na ya kwamba kweli kwa kutembea na kutupu mbaya nikuja nikakubali naweza patikana jela.
Kenyan league football is semi-professional, and most young footballers have to seek other sources of income. Some focus on low-paying jobs, Others go to school, but a number of them resort to petty crime before graduating to violent crimes such as armed robbery and, more recently, terrorism.
I started the crime, I was about 14 to 15 years there. Ile kitu ilifanyika nijipate hapa ni zile tu yani bad company, kujihusisha na bad company, sababu nilikuwa naona vijana wanaingia mtaani wamedunda, wamechafua. So that was the pressure, na mimi nilikuwa mtu wa ghetto. Sasa sikuwa na wazazi wangu wako na hilo uwezo. Kuna zile form za shule, mkiwa shule kuna zile sneaking, mna sneak chuo, mnaingia mtaa, mnaenda mnafanya macrime, mnaenda reggae, vitu kama hizo. Kuna wakati hata nilikuwa nafaa niende Norway, but unfortunately ile umang'aa ikanitoa, ikaninyima namba ya kwenda huko.
18 years in prison can soften the hearts of the most ruthless criminals. For these former players, every day brings painful memories of advice not heeded. Throughout the interview, the convicts speak bluntly about the challenges they endured, including substance abuse and depression, bad decisions and sheer desperation that cost them a chance at football stardom.
When a footballer, just play football. Football inalipa sahi, si kama kitambo. So ningewaambia tu walijimotivate. If you have that chance, use it. Itumie. Juzi tulikuwa naye, tukapuuza, na wengine wakavumilia, wanapata mazuri sahi. Hakuna mahali utaitwa upewe kikombe ya crime atuwe ni champ, umeiba sana. Lakini unaweza itwa as a best player of the year, top scorer, upate awards tu za kumotivate katika maisha. Hawezi itwa KICC ati juu umeiba sana ama umerob sana. So crime sariana tu naye.
Teddy and his friends once interacted with the football creme de la creme. Dennis Oliech, McDonald Mariga, Arnold Origi, Victor Wanyama, and Michael Olunga are some footballers that many budding players look up to, and their successes are an envy to those seeking shortcuts. For Byron, his club had a no-nonsense approach to criminal records, but the thrill of crime was simply too strong.
Mwenda wako anatakaga kawe ni dingo, hakuwa anataka ukae kwa timu yake, hakuwa anataka watu straightforward. Lakini ka happen mimi nakula huko, so unaona wezi serve two masters. Either ucheze ball ama utoke.
We are good players, but tulitenda sasa vitu hazikufaa, lakini ni kuteleza tu. So it's not the end of the life. Tomorrow there is another chance.
The footballing inmates still love the beautiful game and have formed a team. Committee United brings together inmates from different departments where they play against each other and share their skills with fellow inmates.
Hii football imechangia vijana wote. Jela hii imeshikilia pale pakubwa sana. Sasa hata mtu akitoka hapa afikiri kuiba, nafikiria football. Sasa hata wakilala nafikiria football.
Mimi ni mtu napenda ball from the beginning. Sasa vile nilipata watu wanacheza ball yenyewe nikaona namba itaskumika. Hakuna ile siku ndakuwa idol. Unajua football yenyewe ukicheza, umecheza morning, saa 8 unaenda kuwatch game. Siku yani inaishakiwa poa.
Wakati niliingia tukawa na changes. Sasa nimerecruit vijana wadogo, tuko na academy, alafu tukaja mpaka na senior players.
Football and crime have had an uneasy relationship, and over the years, many footballers have found themselves on the wrong side of the law. Nicodemus Aruthi, alias Daniel Odhiambo, played for Luo United and Gor Mahia, and also played 3 international matches for Kenya in 1972. Aruthi surrendered to police on June 21, 1981, and offered to show them where he hid his guns. When they got there, he ran away, so they shot him. The government eventually paid their family 250,000 shillings compensation. Shamea Berry was a former Kenya Breweries forward. Nyaberi was arrested in 2005 after being found with 300 grams of heroin at Jomo Kenyatta International Airport as he was planning to leave the country for Seychelles, where he was based as a footballer. Nyaberi was later found guilty of drug trafficking and was jailed for 10 years. Eric Otieno is yet another high-profile case of Kenyan footballers who found themselves on the wrong side of the law. The former Ulinzi Stars player was arraigned in court alongside Tom Ogweno and Elvis Ayanyi in January 2011 and charged with being in possession of a pistol in circumstances which indicated that they intended to commit a felony. The players were later sacked at Ulinzi following the incident. Ken Kimani, alias Pineda, was a 26-year-old former Mathare United player who died after he was shot 3 times in the head by a police officer in 2013. The police claimed that Kimani was shot by a police constable who was alerted by screams of an unnamed woman who was mugged at a bus stop in Kasarani by a gang of 5. The police allegedly shot at the gang, killing Kimani. Osborne Mande is a former Harambee Stars and Tusker midfielder who was arrested by Anti-Terror Police Unit in August 2015 after his mobile phone was used to communicate with terrorists. Mande was held and questioned by the ATPU detectives at their offices in Nairobi area before being freed following the intervention of then Football Kenya Federation President Sam Nyamweru. Anwar Yogan Mwok is a Kenyan footballer who was among Al-Shabaab fighters killed in Kulbiyo in a battle with Kenyan troops in Somalia in January last year. Mwok played for Mathare United and was killed as he rode in a truck laden with explosives at the Kulbiyo Kenya Defence Forces camp. Inasmuch as football boils down to an individual's talent and abilities, it is the role of society to ensure that these individuals play by providing the necessary facilities and amenities such as playgrounds and stadiums. Equally, prisoners are entitled to these same rights, and it is for this reason that they have organized themselves into a football team. The simple kickabout and sometimes full matches serve various purposes to the inmates.
Sports as a whole, first and foremost, brings people together. Sports also mentally and psychologically also relieves the prisoners and a lot of people incarcerated the pressures of being inside, the torture and all the things which they did wrong. For the prisoners here, I've seen talent, I know the talent inside, and I know for a fact that when they get out, the society needs to give them a chance. A while back, there used to be inter-prisons competition. Those are the kind of competition that really helped them to grow, to also develop, interact amongst each other. Also from society and from outside, I think there are a lot of coaching clinics. The federation should come up with more coaching classes, coaching for them to be integrated back into the society. We are yet to get to financial discipline. We are yet to get to counseling sessions for sports personalities.
The leadership we have is not actually guiding these players, and you find that it's everybody for himself, God for us all, which is actually killing the youth in this country.
About 1 billion people living in the world's cities today reside in deprived areas like Mathare with few or no basic amenities.
Ukiangalia kama huku mitaani ndani hakuna grounds, kuna opportunities za access ya opportunities za ku-access the community sports facilities. Most of the time kama hapa Goan ni just a few meters kutoka Mathare, lakini vijana wa Mathare wasitumia hapa wale wa kijiji kwa sababu lazima walipe na ni pesa mingi, watatoa wapi 1,200?
In many African countries such as Kenya and Ethiopia, more than 90% of urban populations live in such deprived areas, according to the UN Habitat. And according to the UN World Health Organization, children in Nairobi slums are 2.5 times more likely to die before their 5th birthday than in any other areas in the city.
When I grew up in Mathare hapa, watu wachache sana walikuwa role model, ule ningependa kuwa kama ule coach. So saizi Mathare hapa kuna vijana wanasema mimi kesho nataka kuwa coach kama Kimanzi, juu pia ametoka hii Mathare yetu na amekuwa pia anacheza hapa mtaani na amekuwa coach. So sisi tukigrow up tulilack huyo role model mwenye alikuwa mtaani na ni coach fulani. But still bado because of the bigger number ya youth kwa community and less opportunity, bado unapata crime inawafuata wengine. Hata wengine unakuta sometimes mtu ana grow up ile mtaa ametoka yeye tu ndio the only role model. Sometimes wanapatikana kwa group ama kwa team ya thugs. Na unajua ukipatikana hapo pia crime ni moja. Na most of the time ukiwa identified na witness that ulikuwa among hiyo team, it is very difficult kujipull out hata kama ulikuwa ni football player. Kipenda mfano kama wa Tottenham Hotspur ambaye tumecheza naye hapa Mathare United sana. Yeye alipatikana kwenye kikundi kama hicho na mara mob si mnajumulishwa wote. So yake ni ile pia pressure na wale tunatembea nao mtaani na The difficult part inakuwa that you gonna grow up kwa community, you grow up with them as friends, maybe wengine wata drop from sport, they start something else. Lakini unajua inakuwa ni ngumu kama vijana zingine unaona ngumu mtaani wanasema huwezi abandon all friends. So whether sometimes yako kwa crime bado unataka kuwa karibu nao, but you never know that day yake ya 40 labda utakuwa karibu na yeye.
Choices have consequences, and yes, they knew there are consequences when you're caught, you're going to prison. But now the peer pressure, maybe the lifestyle they wanted, it took them to another level whereby they can do anything, maybe to add to what they're earning in their club, so that they can have good lifestyle, live well, party or something like that.
A recent report by PricewaterhouseCoopers and Save the Children suggests that there was a 24% increase in crimes against children between 2010 and 2011, and this snowballed to a staggering 52.5% increase from 2012 to 2013. About 68% of the children in Kenyan slums are illiterate, and about 35% are into substance abuse. The children are not only victims of violence, but are in danger of becoming part of an organized crime racket, especially with disruption of schooling and lack of parental care.
Ile kitu naweza ambia vijana rika yangu majamaa, huko mtaani job ni mingi mtu unaweza fanya na shughuli ni mingi. Uizi haisaidii na uizi hailipi. Uizi mwishowe ni kifo. Na kama utakufa, jamaa utapotelea jela. Kumbuka hata ule tajiri mwenye ako na mali yake, ni kustruggle ndiye akapata. So, nothing come easy. You have to struggle so that you can achieve in life.
Crime inaweza tuma upotee kabisa. Duniani watu wakose kujua mali huko. Na crime pia inaweza tuma mpaka ukose kuona uso wa mzazi wako. Ibaki tu unaona uso wa mzazi wako kwa kioo. Na pia ukose ile furaha ya mzazi. Hakuna kitu mbaya kama kukosa furaha ya mzazi, kuona mzazi na also kuona familia yako.
Yani azeni sahi maisha tu ni dingo ukulie tu vako. Kitu yoyote tu inashirikiana na crime unaachana nayo. Kwa sababu ndio maisha ni tamu na ni short. At the end huko. Unaacha watu labda ulikuwa na mtoi. Sasa labda mtoi wengi wao wacha watoi wakiwa wadogo. Sasa unaona mtoi atateseka tu.
Prison life obviously takes a toll on one's mind. Football therefore provides an avenue for emotional release and is a worthy pastime as the convicts await better days.
We would like them to have physical fitness. At the same time, it is part of our recreation. So that they don't stay idle. They have talents which can come up when they play. Teams have emerged that every block has a team. We have even gone to those terror groups who have also participated. And we see that discipline has been maintained.
These are the grounds that host Kenya's biggest and most feared prison, the Community Maximum Prison. In here are delinquents who may never ever enjoy life in its full flavor, courtesy of the mistakes that they made in some point of their lives. But for Mbai, Teddy and the rest, football and sport is the balm that keeps the days going and what keeps them hopeful. Celestine Olilo, NTV.